Choosing the right fishing line used to be simple. You check your spool, match the line class, spool it up, and off you go. But these days, with all the different types of lines out there, it's not that straightforward anymore. But I'm going to show you the right way to choose the best line for your reel. Let's dive in. Now, when it comes to fishing lines, there are three main types. You've got your monofilaments, which are generally the cheapest. Then you've got your fluorocarbons, which are not as cheap as your monofilaments, but definitely cheaper than your braids. And then, of course, all your braid lines. Now, braid lines are available in 4-strand, 8-strand, even 12 and 16-strand in some braids. And if you're not sure what you should be looking for when you're choosing a line, that's where you start to run into issues and it can easily become really overwhelming. The days of choosing your braid line by breaking strain are pretty much over. Let me explain. For example, here are 5 completely different braids. You've got an 8-strand 30-pound, a 12-strand 55-pound, 8-strand 40-pound, a 4-strand 30-pound, and an 8-strand 59.5-pound. Now, what do they all have in common? If you take a look at their diameter, they've all got a 0.23 millimeter diameter, regardless of whether it's an 8-strand, a 4-strand that's 30-pound, 0.23 mil, an 8-strand 40-pound, 0.23 mil. Same with the 8-strand 30-pound, and even the 12-strand 55-pound. And this is exactly why the days of choosing your braid by breaking strain are definitely over. But there is a simple solution: PE ratings. PE ratings are a measurement system that line manufacturers use to measure diameters of braid lines. So if we take another look at all these lines, your 12-strand at 55-pound, PE3, your 40-pound 8-strand, PE3, your 30-pound 4-strand, also PE3, 30-pound 8-strand, PE3, as well as your 59.5-pound, PE3. And what you're going to start noticing on all the new reels, like this current model Shimano Saragossa, they actually mention a PE rating on the spool. So if you take a look at this spool, it takes 300 meters of a line with a diameter of PE3, which means any one of these PE3 braids we were looking at, regardless of the breaking strain, whether it's the 60-pound or the 30-pound, because they are all PE3 lines, any one of these will spool that reel perfectly. Now, if your reel or the braid you're using doesn't have a PE rating, that's fine. You still want to focus on your line diameter, not the breaking strain. Now, if you take a look at this 2025 Daiwa Saltiga, you'll notice it takes 300 meters of a PE4 braid. So regardless of the breaking strain, any braid with a diameter of PE4, whether it's 50-pound, 73-pound, or 54-pound, will still fill the reel perfectly as long as it is a PE4 diameter. Now, as a general rule, if the reel is rated for 300 meters of a specific PE rating, if you go up 1 PE rating, you'll fit about 25 or 30% less line. But if you go down 1 PE rating, like for example, if you were to put a PE3 instead of a PE4 braid on this reel, it takes about 25 to 30% more line. So instead of fitting 300 meters of a PE4 braid, you can fit 460 meters of a PE3 braid. So in general, when it comes to Shimano and Daiwa reels, a 5,000 size reel fits 300 meters of a PE2 line, a 6,000, 300 meters of a PE3, an 8, 300 meters of a PE4, a 10, 300 meters of a PE5, and so on and so forth. Even if we take it to the extreme, like this 20,000 size Shimano Saragossa, if you take a look at the line capacity on the spool, you'll notice it can take 350 meters of a PE8 braid. Now, if you take a look at a PE8 braid, whether it breaks at 90-pound or 134-pound, they've both got the exact same diameter, 0.42 millimeters. So if you wanted to spool this reel with one of these two braids, you would need to add about 50 meters of backing, and then once you add the 300-meter spooler braid on top, it should be perfectly spooled. But if we take it to the other extreme, like this little 2025 Daiwa Revelry, you'll notice it can take 200 meters of any line with a diameter of PE 0.4. Now, if you remember that rule I mentioned earlier, where if you go up 1 PE rating or down 1 PE rating, it changes line capacity by 25 to 30%. That means if you were to put a PE 0.6 instead of a PE 0.4, 150 meter spool of braid would fill it. But even in the lighter lines, a PE 0.6 in this braid is 8 pound, where a PE 0.6 in this braid is only 6 pound. Even though it's only a 2 pound difference, you're still talking 25% extra power in this braid over this braid. So you could either use a 200 meter spool of braid of a PE diameter 0.4 or a 150 meter spool of braid of a PE diameter 0.6 to get a perfect spool on this reel. Now, before we move on, I found the size difference pretty funny if you look at the spools. Anyway, moving on. Now, the point I'm trying to drive home in this video is when you're choosing your lines, especially when it comes to braids, you want to choose by line diameter or PE rating, not by breaking strains. Because braids have gotten so strong and so thin, if you're choosing by breaking strain, you will run into a lot more issues than if you choose by diameter or PE rating. Over the last couple of years, the difference in diameter between braids and monos has just gotten more and more drastic. So for example, if you look at this 6 pound IGFA rated tournament grade mono, it's pretty high end mono. If you look at the diameter of 0.165 and you compare it to a almost 25 pound braid with the same diameter, you're getting 4 times the power, even though the braid is still slightly thinner than the mono. And as you go heavier with your mono, the difference becomes even bigger. 8 pound mono, 0.24 millimeters, 40 pound braid, 0.23 millimeters. So it's 5 times stronger and it's still thinner. And then even in a really good quality 10 pound mono, you're getting a 73 pound braid for the same diameter. So it's almost 8 times stronger at the same diameter. This is why it's so important when you're choosing your line, you're focusing on your diameter or PE rating, not on the breaking strain. Now, thankfully, when it comes to choosing your mono lines, it's still really straightforward. So you just take a look at your spool and you'll notice it'll have a rating. For example, on this reel, it takes 360 yards of a 6 pound mono, 285 yards of an 8 pound mono, and 220 yards of a 10 pound mono. The diameters still do matter, but because monos are generally always in 300 meter spools or more, you shouldn't have any issues getting a perfect spool on your reel. So for example, if you were using this 10 pound mono with a diameter of 0.27 mils, if you look at your spool, you'll notice for a 10 pound mono with a diameter of 0.31 millimeters, it takes 180 meters. Even though this is thinner and it will fit closer to 230 or 240 meters, because it is on a 300 meter spool, you should have no problem filling the reel perfectly. And it's the same thing with your fluorocarbons. You just pay attention to your spool, look at your diameters, and match your line's diameter or line class to your spool. So whether it's braid, mono, or fluorocarbon, if you choose your line based on line diameter or PE rating when it comes to braids, you should have no problems at all getting a perfect spool no matter what reel you're using. Also guys, you want to make sure you don't forget to check the line class of your rod when you're using braids, especially since braids are so much thinner and stronger than monos. You want to make sure that the breaking strain of your braid is compatible with your fishing rod. And now that we've covered everything that you need to know, you should be able to choose the perfect line for your reel the next time you need to respool. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I'll catch you in the next one.